This requirement will mean that everybody over the age of 12 by the year 2028 will have to have a boating safety certification from the state of Massachusetts in order to run a motorboat in Massachusetts.
That's Patrick Cassidy, owner of New England Maritime, as well as a charter captain and fishing guide. He's talking about the new boating regulations that go into effect on April 1st.
At the state level, which is what this most recent conversation has been largely about, for many years there's been discussion about requiring people to have some sort of boating certification to operate a motorboat on the water. A lot of states have already done it. Massachusetts had not. So this certification that the state's requiring at this point presumptively will make the waters safer, make people think about these sorts of things, and I think that's the overarching goal that everybody has.
The new law applies to every vessel in both fresh and salt water, from tiny dinghies to motorized sailing sloops to commercial boats.
So come April 2026, we're in right now, you will need to have the certification if you were born after 1989. Come April of 2028, you will need to have the certification if you were born before 1989. So that kind of captures everybody again down to the age of 12 at that point and up to the age of infinity. There are some people who have taken the course in the past. It's a lifetime certification. So I talk to a lot of people who say that they think they took it. They think they have the wallet card, they can't find it, or they have a certificate from us and they can't find the wallet card from the state. And there's a way to go in to a website called ilostmycard.com and search and figure out if you already have it and get a card reissued. It's also reciprocal in other states. So if you go from here to another state, as long as they fall under the rubric of what's called NASBLA, which is the National Association of Boating Law Administrators, which certifies these courses, then it is reciprocal in other states. So you can use our certificate from Massachusetts here in other states and vice versa.
Water can't be controlled, and it can be powerful and even lethal, as recent losses along the coast remind us, which is why safety can't be overemphasized, says Cassidy.
Safety is not just a theoretical thing. It is something that can save lives. I do between 100 and 140 trips, paid trips a year, either on the boat primarily or some that are waiting trips. Every day I go out, I'm reminded of the power and the unpredictability of water, of the weather on the water. And again, it's not that you have to be constantly worrying on the water, but you do have to be constantly prepared.
The new rule wants to establish baseline safety training for everyone, even those who have been on the water for years.
Yes, no matter how much experience you may or may not have on the water, you are going to be required to hold this certification if you want to operate a motorboat on the water. And I have conversations every other day with people who are like, I've been doing this forever. I can't believe I'm being made to do this, or is this kind of strange? The way I look at it is most of those people, when they come through at least our course, usually walk away saying they learned something. They may have been doing something intuitively on the water, or kind of grown up on the water and know how to do things, but they didn't know there was actually a rule or a regulation that required them to do certain things. But some of those people with experience bring that experience to the course, and I tell my students every time I teach the course that I actually learned something new.
The training is classroom-based and culminates in a state test. After passing the test, Massachusetts issues a wallet card that acts as the official certification and should be carried while operating the boat.
On Cape Cod, we have some wild tides. Down off Monomoy, where I fish a lot, there's currents and shoals, and you can be sitting there on a fairly calm day and have a wave stand up sideways next to the boat, seemingly out of nowhere. So it's constantly something that's top of mind for me when I'm on the water, thinking about, what would happen if X? What would I do if Y happened? You'll survive more of the times if you're ready, if you're prepared, if you're keeping a proper lookout, if your head's on a swivel, if you've taken those steps. Boating safety course, you've thought about these things, you've talked about these things, you'll be more prepared.